Iran executes another woman life freedom protester. The Iranian regime's harsh crackdown on the woman life freedom protests has escalated with the execution of 23-year-old Mohammad Ghobadlou, convicted of corruption on earth and murder for allegedly running over a police officer during the 2022 demonstrations. Ghobadlou's execution on January 23rd is a stark reminder of the regime's intolerance towards dissent. Amnesty International and other human rights organizations have contested the fairness of his trial, highlighting the denial of legal representation and allegations of torture to extract a confession. Gobadlou's mental health issues, including bipolar disorder, were reportedly ignored in the legal proceedings. Mohammad Amiry-Moghaddam, director of Iran Human Rights, vehemently condemned the execution, stating, quote, "The Islamic Republic's leader Ali Khamenei and his judiciary must be held accountable for this crime." This case not only underscores the brutal response of the Iranian regime to the ongoing protests, but raises serious concerns about the judiciary's commitment to due process and human rights. So, obviously, this is very important because we have been, big supporters of the movement for freedom in Iran, and particularly not losing sight of the fact that although the demonstrations have waned, that people are still living with the consequences of it every day. And this is one of the consequences, and including the threat to the lives of many, many, many political prisoners. And also, by the way, apologies for not being able to pronounce his name correctly. The gay is very difficult for me. And this was seen as particularly contentious because my understanding is that his death sentence had been overturned by one of the courts in the legal process. Not to mention the fact that Mohammed was not able to receive a lawyer of his own choosing, and one of his lawyers was denied access to evidence during parts of his trial. Um, this execution happened very, very quickly. There was some notice that he was going to be executed, and people mobilized online very, very quickly to try to speak out, post about it, raise awareness, call authorities to act as soon as possible when there were rumors that he might be executed. And within like 24 hours, he was dead. Um, it happened very, very fast. And the photos of his father and parents after the announcement of his murder were just horrible. Um, but Armin, I think you probably have a lot more inside knowledge about what happened here, given that you speak Persian, you have access to more information. So, what do you think are some details that are really important for our audience to know?
All right. First thing, I want to let you know that this guy was in the protest, and they say that he killed some of the um, armed forces of the regime, and they have not demonstrated that he has done so. Right? They provided not a single evidence that he had done so. They tortured him in prison, and they got a forced confession out of him. His lawyers demonstrated that he is psychologically, you know, has a he needs his medicine, and it's been reported that for his mental issues he was denied his medicine so that they could get a forced confession out of him. And because of his mental issues, there was the court in Iran itself said that he shouldn't be executed. They stopped, they took back the execution um, order, and they executed him even though the court in Iran itself took back the execution command, the order. So I've been listening to a lot of Iranian lawyers, and they say that this is a violation of Iran's own laws. There were so many psychologists that signed a letter that said, like, yeah, this guy was clearly, based on Iran's own laws, because of his mental issues, should not have been executed. And the way that they tortured the parents is unbelievable, because the parents first thought that their son is going to get executed, and then the court, they came and noticed from the court that no, he will not be executed, he shouldn't get executed because of his mental issues. So the parents thought that okay, their sons is not going to be executed, and then like this, without any notice, they executed him without giving the parents that final meeting, you know. So imagine thinking that your son is not going to get executed, and all of a sudden you get a news that your son has been executed without even having that last chance to meet with your son. And the cries of their parents at the outside of that prison has been heartbreaking. Like the videos of the parents getting the news at the doors of the prison and not knowing what just happened is unbelievable. And I'm gonna try to find it, because the father was like walking in the rain to get to the. Let me actually find this picture. Yeah, so this was the picture of the father walking, like when he got the news, walking towards the prison to when he got the news that his son was executed. So he was just walking to the prison to get the notice, and a lot of people are making, you know. Susie, can you?
Oh, you just muted yourself.
I know I can't speak right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like want people to remember like this image like symbolizes like how many young lights, how many young lives who should be like lights for their country are instead suffocated instead. And to millions of people, the sound of the azan, the sound of the morning call to prayer, is the sound of these lights of their nation dying, choking on their own tongues because they're suffocated and not even given the mercy of having their neck snapped first. Um, and that's what the azan sounds like to me.
Yeah.
I can never forget that.
So the way that it works is that at the morning azan, the morning call, Islamic call to prayer, they hang them, they drop them, they lift the noose around their neck. And there's a lot of people that come and say they curse, they say curse on your morning call to prayer. There, curse be upon your religion, curse be upon your traditions, and curse be upon your morning call to prayer. And people, there's a saying now in Iran that people in Iran, every time there's a morning Islamic call to prayer, they think that's another day that somebody else might have been hanged because of it. I don't know why they even do this. Like they do it because, like, right with the azan, the morning azan, they are so successful at maximizing the number of people that hate Islam in Iran. I mean, this is no wonder why so many people in Iran. And again, he's been officially executed for waging war against Allah. That is his crime. Waging war against Allah. That is officially on his sentence. That's what he's being executed for.
And this is why it's important to like not, you know, people can think that the movement died, the world moved on, but there are people and families, hundreds of them, still living with the consequences of this every day. And we can't forget them. And we need to be their voice when called upon because it's the only shot that they have. And it's better to say something with the slightest chance that it could make a difference. Nothing at all.
Uh, yeah, actually, people, you have to understand that the Islamic Republic kills the people who have the least news about them is being covered, right? So a lot of people think that covering these people, talking about them, has no influence, but you are wrong. There are many prisoners right now in Iran who haven't been executed, or the government is waiting for their news on them to die down before they get executed. More famous people, and this is him, right? Mohammad Ghobadlou. You can see these hashtags, they work. A lot of people make fun of it, but they work. If they didn't work, the Islamic Republic wouldn't be going after killing the ones that have the least media coverage, right? They go with the people who are the most poor. So he didn't have, much legal representation, much news coverage, right? He didn't have that. So they do fear the people. They do fear the Islamic Republic does actually fear its people, and it does fear international pressure. And every time one of these people are executed, we do need to amplify the voices that are trying to bring attention to it, because the Islamic Republic takes that into its calculation the next time it's trying to execute somebody. The only reason why thousands of people have not been executed in Iran is because of the backlash and because people make a lot of noise about it. And that's also the reason why the Islamic Republic, before they execute someone, they wait until the news around them dies and then they execute them. So this is why we know that, hashtags and posting about it and talking about it does save lives. If you guys want to help, this is my tweet about this. If you want to be part of increasing the backlash, I'll post a link to this tweet of mine in the chat, or you could just do your own tweet. You could either use my tweet, or you could retweet this, or you could post something of your own. So you could see these are the relevant hashtags.
Yeah, and I think it's important to highlight that I saw a news story on the 22nd, so only like 6 days ago, that said that the human rights activist news agency claims at least 90 people were executed in the past month in Iran, from, well, Iranian month, because they're on a different calendar. So December 22nd to January 20th alone. This figure means that Iran has been capitulated to the top spot globally for the highest per capita execution rate. The statistics show that on average, Iran carries out 3 executions per day throughout the past month.
Yep. This is
And this is what we mean when
Iran.
we say that the sound of the azan, the sound of the morning call to prayer, is the sound of young men being suffocated to death, chewing out their own tongues in pain.
So what Susanna is referring to is that the way the Islamic Republic carries out executions is that they put the noose around your neck, and it's not like there's a trapdoor under your feet that you drop and your neck breaks and you die, because that is not brutal enough for the Islamic Republic. Instead of opening a trapdoor under your feet for you to drop and break your neck, the way they do it is that they lift the noose. So they slowly lift the noose and you slowly suffocate to death. And the pressure on your neck and your face is so high that there are reports of people chewing out their own tongue while hanging there, chewing out their own tongue. They have a doctor there to come and check up on you once every while to announce that you're dead or not. And for some people, it has taken more than 20 minutes, and the doctor something comes and checks, and and then he's just standing there for 20 minutes. And some people took longer than others to die. It is the most barbaric way. Like, we don't have this even among barbaric countries that execute. For some reason, the Islamic Republic has tried to find a way to outdo all of them.
And they do it in public too. Like Majid Reza Rahnavard
Well,
hung
no, that was
publicly
for
above the
selective.
sidewalks of his own town.
That was for selective viewing of people, of Basijis and religious people, not for everybody.
But still,
If
it's
you were
done. It
with the
was done
region,
above the
yeah.
sidewalks of Mashhad.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, this was supposed to be an honor for people to go. Like, you had to have be privileged enough to be able to go and watch the execution.
Yeah, what an honor to go watch a man who said that he doesn't want the Quran read at his funeral
Right.
to be choked to death.
So,
For standing up and protecting his neighborhood against fucking Sepahis shooting up his neighborhood.
I do want to also make sure that people understand that the Islamic Republic, the reason why they're doing this is because why would they do this? Like, what is it in it for them? Given that they fear the people, they fear an uprising, and they fear international pressure. So strategically, thinking from their perspective, from their sick perspective, why would they go ahead and carry out these executions anyways? Like, what would they achieve from that? Um, there are a couple of reasons that a lot of people offer, but I think the two of the most important ones are that they do want to show that they still have teeth to their own people, and doing it illegally is demonstrates that as well, because this is shows that there is no hope for you. Like, they can do anything, that they don't respect even the laws that they have on their own books. So it does instill a certain amount of fear on people in their views. But however, unfortunately for them, it has the opposite effect. Like, more people are the reaction of people is actually more bravery rather than cowering in fear. So another reason is that the Islamic Republic doesn't have much of a support among Iranian people. It is, less than 10% support based on many estimates out there. 15, 10, 8%, different people give different numbers, but it is a minority. But that is a minority that they really, really need to keep, or else if they lose that, then they're done for. And some of the people who still support the Islamic Republic are the craziest ones left. And those are people who want more executions, and they think that they're losing the Islamic Republic of Iran is not Islamic enough, and they demand executions, and they are very angry with the regime that thousands of people have not been executed and only a handful of number of people have been executed. And because the Islamic Republic really cares about their opinion, because that's the only people that they have left that are really supporting them, they execute just to appease them. They need to execute them, or else they will turn anti-regime as well. So this is, another reason why these execution continues. Also, by the way, I have to speak for. I'm going to do something that I don't usually do every day. I'm going to support drug dealers right now, and yeah,
I know
because
where
they
this is
have
going.
rights as well. No, because a lot of the executions in Iran are people who deal in drugs. Okay, so Iran is number one in executions, and it's so easy for people to dismiss the executions of people who are dealing in drugs. So it's true, not the vast majority of the executions that happens in Iran. It's not, protesters. um when protesters get executed, a lot of us come and speak for them, for their rights, because it's easy for us as secularists and liberals to come and see somebody who's fighting for their rights, who's fighting for liberty, who's fighting for peace, who's fighting for freedom. It's easy for us to recognize why we need to support such a person, and we do. But it's hard for people to be sympathetic to people who are dealing in drugs. So that's why not that many people give a crap about them when the Islamic Republic just executes them in mass numbers, right? But guess what? They also have human rights. No one deserves execution, and not that many people are speaking for them, because not that many people care about them. They're drug dealers, right? I mean, there's an argument to be made. A lot of these people are drug dealers because the Islamic Republic has destroyed the economy so much that there's so many of these people can't provide for their family in any other way. But I don't even want to go there. Even if these people are bad people, they still deserve their human rights to be protected. Nobody deserves execution, and we need to speak for them, even though they're drug dealers. Again, YouTube, I'm not saying when I say I'm supporting drug dealers, I'm not supporting what they're doing. I'm supporting their right to live, right? So I just wanted to do that because I noticed that not that many people mention how important it is to just stop executions, period, whether you are a freedom fighter or a peaceful protester or not so peaceful protester, as you have every right not to be peaceful sometimes. But also, if you're a drug dealer, we have to speak on behalf of you as well.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point, especially since a disproportionate amount of those executions are on ethnic minorities in Iran that are already very systematically discriminated against. Um, let's do the super chats because we got a $100 super chat from Angel.
Wow.
Holy cow. Thank you, Angel, for supporting
Thank you.
Atheist Republic. This is huge for us. Thank you.
Are you still there?
Saying,
I hope
I
she
got a
saw this.
bonus. I got a bonus at work. I got to share with the fellow followers of Satan.
Well, yeah, right.
Hail
Thank
Satan.
you.
Hail
Hail
yourself.
Satan. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Angel. Ironically from
Wow.
Angel, praising Satan. Um, Gasian American gave us a $5 super chat. Thank you,
Oh,
Gasian, saying, "Do you think the Communist Party of China is going to get Iran to stop supporting the Houthis? Who came up with these punishments?" These seem like
these are
two
two
separate
separate questions.
questions. Armin, what do you
Yeah.
think about the first question about the
I
Houthis?
know right now. I know the pressure is increasing. China is significantly, troubled with the what's happening, and they seem to be now increasing the pressure on the Islamic Republic, and the relationship between the CCP and the Islamic Republic is now being challenged because of this. But it seems like the Islamic Republic is going to put not is prioritizing, I don't know, ideology over economics right now. So it's very weird because the Islamic Republic has very few friends left, China being one of them. So it's really weird that they keep insisting on what they're doing, given how important their relationship with China is right now.
Iran is
Oh, I could,
lashing out like it's in a freaking death rattle right now.
right.
Um, Sean Greenberg, thank you, Sean, said, I just want to thank you and Susanna for defending me and my family's right to exist. I'm Jewish,
No,
my daughter is Hindu, and our daughter is neither.
my
That's
wife
such
is
an
Hindu.
interesting family. What did I say?
That's it. You said my daughter is Hindu. So
Oh,
Jewish,
okay.
you're Jewish, your wife is Hindu, and your daughter is neither. That's amazing. Great job.
And of
That's
course.
amazing.
Um, All Colors gave us a super chat saying, why don't they go after the Ayatollah? Well, because he has a
Ooh,
cult personality. I'm assuming you mean their own citizens,
because
the
they have
state
guns?
itself. Yeah, I don't know.
Because they have guns, because they have weapons. Yeah, that's why.
But Armin, you and I recently had a very interesting conversation about what's going to happen when Khamenei dies, because that dude is
Oh yeah.
old and sick. And I mean, do you
Yeah.
want to give a little teaser about your opinion? Because I thought it was very interesting.
No, don't open that. I could talk about. We just had a stream yesterday about this. It was like a 3 hour stream on the
On the
Persian show.
Persian channel? Wow.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, talking about streams and stuff, and it's gone. So wait, we wait. Let me bring this one, and it's gone. But it doesn't matter because we got so many super chats today. So guys, this is why your super chats make us not care about the fact that we've been demonetized. I mean, it took them a while today. Like to be honest, usually it's like at the
I
beginning of the
think
show.
it's when we
Today,
talk about the Houthis, to be honest.
right? Right.
I think it's the
When I
Houthis.
said like I'm gonna support the drug dealers, I thought like maybe I should check our monetization right now. Again,
You
YouTube,
know,
I didn't
yeah.
mean like what the I don't support their job. I support them living. Okay. I don't know if that's what got us demonetized. Okay. Your algorithm is dumb. Anyways, I'm gonna request a review for it to come back. Usually, when it comes back, it's like a couple days after. So most people have already watched the stream by then. But again, we don't care. We just got so many. This is why your super chats let us just say whatever we want. We're getting so many super chats that we don't care about being demonetized. So thank you for you guys.
And we just
And we
got a
got two
few more
more.
super chats, bowls, and
Yeah.
it's gone.
And it's gone. Yeah, such a
So
good meme.
Dave is saying Hindus and Jews are indirectly creating an alliance in the West to tackle leftists and jihadists. Those who hate Jews also hate Hindus with a passion. Yeah, I know that a lot of people in India are very, very strong supporters of Israel. Um, some for the right reasons, some for the wrong reasons. Um, but it'll be interesting to see how this expands because I'm more familiar with
I
like Jewish ex-Muslim alliance.
I hope a lot of Hindus' love for Israel will encourage them into looking what made Israel a great country and try to use that as a model for India as well. I mean, India, everything that is great in India is because of its liberal ways, it's because of its secular ways, and because of its democratic ways, right? And everything that makes Israel a great country is all of those things as well. So I hope while they're supporting Israel, they take a look at what made Israel such a great country. Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube, blasphemous art ever? We do. And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.